The video at the start of SmackDown, recapping everything that happened to Drew McIntyre at Clash of the Castle, was so good and so emotional, you would have thought that Drew McIntyre had died. Given the last week in professional wrestling, well, there has been a lot of attempted death. So we say rest in peace to Chad Gable, and we say hello, my friends, and welcome to Ups and Downs, this time for WWE SmackDown. And as we are arriving at the end of the week, just want to throw this out there, be it WWE or AEW, you can take statistics and numbers and kick it out the window. In terms of the on-screen product, I think it has been a tremendous 7 days. I am having a great old time. Right now, I'm taking the finger of power, I'm giving the good bits an up, I'm giving the bad bits a down. Cause yeah, man, the start of this show kicked ass. Cause we were in Chicago, so out came CM Punk. And of course, everybody here went crazy. They love CM Punk, they want to marry him. Punk also sat in the ring as he talked about the pressure of being on live TV and the pressure he had back in 2011 when he walked into his hometown and walked out as the WWE champion, which of course wasn't the same for Drew McIntyre. He went to Scotland and he came back with nothing because of CM Punk. He couldn't believe how easily this had worked out though, because of course McIntyre then quit the company on Monday, when all of a sudden we heard this familiar voice, and it was Paul Heyman coming to the ring. So these two are back together again. And the fans were so stunned, some of them even gasped. I popped like a balloon though when Paul went right in here and he said, CM Punk, you know you're my greatest friend. My children were even sat next to you at my Hall of Fame induction ceremony. So we were getting deep and personal. We then got the We Want Roman chants, which are just getting louder and louder every week, when these two hugged. I tell you the truth, the hell of the water coming out of my seeing devices. Something must be wrong. Paul also cried on demand because he's just the best performer ever when he was like, listen, I heard on the radio that Chicago is CM Punk town. And Solo, he heard this too, and well, he don't like it. He then very reluctantly called Solo the head of the table, but he may as well have had a gun to his head when he said, listen, I come out here as a favor to you, although I'm gonna need a favor back later if you won't mind so much. But seriously, you gotta get out of here, because if you don't, the Bloodline gonna whoop your ass. Heyman then basically broke down here too as he pleaded with Punk, like he genuinely came across like he was scared for his safety. That is a pretty good way to get this Bloodline 2.0 over. They're crazy. CM then got serious here too because he could see the look in Paul's eyes when out came Solo Sikoa and his boys. And I was like, things are about to get bad. Sikoa is a big fan of choices though, so he's like a Bioware RPG. So he was like, here's number 1 and 2. 1, you can pay your respects to the Bloodline right now. Or 2, we will make sure you are never cleared to wrestle again. So bring it down. There's the crime counter. You are not allowed to go into somebody's place of work and say, I'm going to ensure you have to permanently retire. You definitely get arrested. This is when Heyman asked for the favor to be returned because he was saying, please take me with you, CM Punk, because he was so terrified. And at first, it looked like CM was going to go, you know what, I will pay respect to you, when he did the complete opposite. D said all he can see in front of him was a phony tribal chief and some fake ass Usos, when these three got super duper mad, but Cody Rhodes must have been in the back going, not yet. Let's just wait and see what is going to happen. Oh, they're going to fight, and he ran out with a baseball bat. The crowd absolutely loved this too, as did I. This is why Cody is so much fun, because he is like a good person doing good things, and nobody boos that. We think it's great. Cody then shouted he's already beaten one head of the table, so why doesn't he beat another one? And this match did get made official. So look at all the chess pieces we have moved into this game. You've got to give it a round of applause. It has set so much up as we do head towards SummerSlam and Money in the Bank. You have 20 minutes today. Go and watch it. Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair were then having a chat backstage, and they do want to win their tag team titles back. When Bianca was like, I know, but first I have to go into my Money in the Bank qualifier, where her music started playing. She just went, it's like wrestling gravitational pull. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens also found Cody here, and they're like, what are you doing, man? These guys always have a plan. And Rhodes is like, don't worry, I have a plan too. Then he didn't tell him the plan. Once again though, it's just 3 heroes doing hero-like things and everybody being appreciative of this. It really does make your product better. When we actually may have had my favourite part of the night. Where it was Chelsea Green versus Michin versus Bianca Belair to see who was going to go to Money in the Bank. And as I say all the time, because I'm a boring bald man, when it comes to these matches, you have to have a sense of jeopardy. The best way to have a sense of jeopardy is by having the underdog win here and there. So when Chelsea got the 3, I was doing the dance of joy. Michin and Bianca Belair still whooped her ass to begin with, but anytime there was a break, Green just slipped in the ring and she punched someone before she got beaten up again. So what have I told you about Chelsea over and over again? She is the maximizer of her minutes. She just knows what to do in that character. She also did a big old dive onto both of them at one point and kind of acted surprised that it had been pulled off. So that's another tick for her. When the madness did continue, because Michin actually got the eat defeat onto Bianca, and she got a 1-2 out of this, she almost won. Green broke it up. That then happened again because Chelsea got the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment surprise roll-up, but that was another near fall when she got butted right in the head. That'll do. This then kept on going because Green got Stars Clash, but that was another 1-2 because Bianca Belair broke that up when she grabbed Michin and just gave her the KOD. I was like, wow, that was super duper easy. But wait, because of course WWE's favourite finish when it comes to the triple threat match is for the bad guy to then sneak in and get rid of the good guy. And Chelsea Green grabbed Belair. She hurled her from the ring when the fans started to realise what was going to happen. And she got the 1, and she got the 2, and she got the 3. Honestly, I went totally nuts. This was a good decision. But I just think deep down we all enjoy Chelsea Green because she is so entertaining. And while I doubt she will win the Money in the Bank, I'm just glad she's in that match. And it made this all the more fun. Giving it up. Blair Davenport is also confident about this match because she found Bayley in the back and she was like, I'm going to climb that ladder, I'm going to get that briefcase, and I'm going to cash in on you. And I don't think she will do that, but I appreciate the confidence. This is when we cut back to Paul Heyman and so did Sikoa too, so I was getting heebie-jeebie again. And I think he told him, you have to go tell the Tongans to take out Randy Orton and take out Kevin Owens, but the audio feed cut out. So maybe he actually said, can you all get us a pizza? And Paul was worried, he's like, you're lactose intolerant. I don't know what we're talking about. Someone also told Paul they needed a chat later, so now he's essentially his dad. I mean, maybe he failed his maths homework. When things just continued to be awesome. So we got a quick recap of the World Tag Team situation as Grayson Waller was saying, oh, sorry mate, Austin Theory ain't here this evening, when DIY walked in and said, of course he's not here, you are a horrible tag team partner. And they all broke down and cried. They didn't. They basically got interrupted though, because all of a sudden there was a massive bang on this garage door behind them. And when the steel grate went up, Drew McIntyre was there with a lifeless, bloodied CM Punk. I was like, I do not believe it. It's another one. How many people are going to get murdered in pro wrestling? Bring down the crime counter, whack a one on it. It was also the coolest shot you've ever seen in your life, and the production here was so damn good, especially because Drew then picked up Punk and he walked him out in front of the fans who were booing like crazy, and he just dropped him on the floor. That made a horrible thud. He also took some sort of friendship bracelet or something like that off CM Punk's wrist. I don't even know what that meant, but it just treated the whole thing as if Thanos had touched down and he was going to take out the roster. Nick Aldis soon got here too, and he was like, Drew, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? When they took CM Punk and they stretchered him into a local medical facility wagon, and we got an update later, CM Punk may be toast. I think we have done this because we're not going to actually get this fight until SummerSlam, but in terms of an angle, just to continue to make this feud absolutely faboo, my word, it is getting an up. And just quickly, Hater of the Year board, we're just going to focus on number 1 today. It is Drew McIntyre, the man who just does not give a shib, but I tell you, this program, it rules. And the madness continued, because look at this. We had another Money in the Bank qualifier, and it was between Randy Orton, Tama Tonga, and Carmelo Hayes. And out of all of them, none of you thought that Carmelo was going to win, and I put myself in that bracket too, but flub me, he went and did it. I kind of think we were trolled here as well, because Hayes didn't even get a proper entrance, which did melt the internet down. So maybe WWE was actually acting ahead of themselves. It wasn't so great for Randy Orton in the early going, because Tama and Carmelo did team up. But when they got to the outside, Randy eventually went, nah man, I'm not into this. And he just threw both of them and threw them into Alan the announce table. He really does enjoy hurting Alan. After the break, Tama and Carmelo were then just fighting, and Randy Orton even had to break up a 1-2 when Tonga was able to hit the backbreaker, when he hit the snap power slam and a superplex to get his old near fall. This was my moment of the week when I looked at Randy and just thought to myself, you are so good at the wrestling. That then got reversed because Tonga was able to hit the face buster, but Carmelo Hayes had to break up for a 1-2 when all of a sudden the bad guys were going at it again. So Randy's like, man, I'm getting so bored of both of you. So we grabbed them, double draping DDT. Just go look at the fans again. They were loving it. It's like McDonald's. Randy was then going to finish this with the TKO when, of course, Tangaloa turned up on the outside. And you know the deal with pro wrestlers. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing it. If you see somebody outside of the ring and you are inside the ring, you totally forget you're in a match. you're basically dazed and confused. Hayes didn't forget this though, so he zoomed in and he hit the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up, and oh my gosh, he got the 3. And once again, I was like, I did not see that coming. This was also sold as it was absolutely massive, which it was, and Carmelo basically went dance on the announce table after this. So now he is going to Money in the Bank, and if we do this right, he should be shouting from the rooftops, by the way, I just beat Randy Orton. He did. So I really hope we do ride this wave because it will help Carmelo Hayes no end. And you bet your ass I'm giving it an up. It was then time for another Mega Pop after this, because out came LA Knight. He hates Logan Paul so much he told him he has to get his ass to the ring right now. And here's how things are going to go. He does have a Money in the Bank qualifier next week, and he's going to win that. He's going to enter himself into that competition, and then he's still going to find Logan and whip his ass. Santos Escobar then walked out, even though nobody had said his name, because he is going to be in that match. It's like, LA Knight, you're such a loser, and I'm going to beat you. Without missing a beat, La just went, well, actually, the last time we fought, I beat you, so you're a moron. Knight then gave him the BFT, which means he's absolutely going to lose in 7 days, when, of course, Logan Paul teleported into the arena, and he took out LA Knight, and he smacked him right in the head with his power fist. And he's filming the whole thing on his social phone because he's a social media influencer. So we're likely going to hold these two off until SummerSlam as we get through Money in the Bank. And on that night, yes, LA Knight should become the US champion because that belt probably needs a little bit up to Tukas. But once again, in terms of just putting the building blocks in place, you can't get mad at this. LA Knight is still over like Rover. Give it in now. There is one down here though, and I'm going to be a bit of a Nikki nerd because after last week, I thought that we were going to have more Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin on TV. And throughout the show, they weren't mentioned once. And look, they have been underutilized, so they are not two people right now that can vanish. In fact, they need to be on TV more because of that. So sure, it's personal to me, but I am me. Down. Well, we got another surprise. It was like Christmas. It was time for another men's Money in the Bank qualifier, and it was Kevin Owens taking on Andrade, taking on Grayson Waller. And of course, before Kevin could get to the ring, the Bloodline beat him up. It was so bad, Randy Orton had to come out there and chase them away with a chair. So as ever in the world of wrestling, rather than postpone the thing, Owens just limped to the ring. The ref was like, yeah, I think this is fine. Ding, ding, ding. He still was able to hit a swanton on the outside as Andrade did this mad flippy powerbomb thing when all three were just throwing bombs at each other. And I sat there with my butt in the chair and I thought to myself, yeah, what, having such a good time. Andrade then hurled Grayson into Tina the Turnbuckle when Kevin Owens was back, but somehow that created space within the force. So Waller was able to get back up and he murked both of them, but he only got 1-2-0. Grayson then went for the A-Town down of all things, but Kevin was able to wiggle jiggle out with that when Waller remembered, oh yeah, you've got a gammy leg, and he booted him right in that area. So now Kevin Owens was totally screwed. Andrade then decided he should just chop the shit out of Grayson, which he did do. When Owens came back with a damn swanton, this really was the definition of wrestling tennis. It was you go, I go, we all go. He then definitely had it won because he hit the stunner on Andrade when Grayson Waller broke it up at the 1-2-0. And I was like, man, this guy. They then fought to the outside, which when once again Grayson just slammed Owens right in the leg. When he turned around, he went, oh my gosh, Andrade is down. And he ran in to do his rolling finishing move thingamajig. But Andrade just caught him, smashed him with the DDT, 1-2-3. It rhymes. So that was a really fun finish. At this rate, Grayson Waller has to come up with another finisher because it happens all the time. But once more, I didn't think Andrade was going to get in the Money in the Bank. And now we're just taking all of these guys that need a bit of momentum. And yeah, we're throwing them into that thing. I say that's a good decision. I say that's an up. It's also just another huge reminder this SmackDown is absolutely worth your time. When we went backstage again, and Tiffany Stratton was basically looking at Michin going, tell you, I think you suck. It looked like Michin was about to wham her when all of a sudden Nia Jax just run in and squished Michin into this box-like structure. So once again, we are treating this like Nia and Tiffany are going to join forces, almost like someone is going to screw Bayley at SummerSlam and allow Nia Jax to be the champion. We wait and see. When we got to our main event, and I tell you, it was only 1 minute, but this is how you do it. Somebody must have got advice from Montel Jordan. Cody Rhodes did make his triumphant entrance when we saw Solo and Paul Heyman talking again in the back, and Heyman was like, listen, Solo, Roman Reigns always said to me that CM Punk was off limits, and when it comes to Cody, you're just meant to be softening him up for when Roman does return. This is when Sikoa turned to Paul and went, ha ha, bad news for you, pal. Roman Reigns is never coming back. so maybe he killed him. Now this is when we did go for the ring, and look, for 60 to 90 seconds, Cody Rhodes was absolutely destroying this guy, which was the point because, of course, then came out the rest of the Bloodline, and they beat him up. They didn't care about winning or losing, they wanted to hurt this man. Orton and Owens then joined in, which I guess was Cody's plan, but he had the plan before he talked to them. I'm not going to worry about it. When we got to Paul Heyman, I tell you, he looked like the saddest man on the planet. He was not having a good day. The Heroes still got the better of these fools though, and they cornered Solo in the corner, where once again, he just started grinning like the Cheshire Cat, because he knew what was about to happen, and we do have the fourth member of the Bloodline 2.0, because Jacob Fatu just debuted on SmackDown. He looks to be in the best shape of his life too, and we booked him to go nuts, because he threw Kevin Owens into Sympathy Steel steps, he speared Randy Orton through Barry's barricade, and Barry really didn't want to go here when he put Cody onto the announce table, and he splashed him through that too. And I was like, my gosh, you're nuts. Sikoa, Fatu, Tama, and Tonga then stood in the ring as they all did the salute. So here you are, my friends, the brand new Bloodline 2.0. And I tell you, they feel like dominant Dans. Jacob looked damn good too, and no, just to get it out the way, I don't think he outshone Solo here. Don't understand why people are talking about this. You can book anybody how you want, and soon, you just know that Roman Reigns is going to return, probably to one of the best pops ever. So this is absolutely going to get it up. I've been pondering about it all morning. You know what? I've had a good week. I'm in a good mood. In terms of this episode of SmackDown and the overallness, it's getting the golden up. I know. What a geek. Now please do leave a comment below and let me know what you thought about this episode of SmackDown. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Click the video on the screen, which is my ups and downs for Dynamite, because I always tell you I don't care about TV ratings. I care about wrestling. Otherwise, have a great weekend, my friends. I'll see you next week.